Hello Today we're talking about something I think many people have experienced. The opportunities W. And today I'm joined by David, someone who has many real stories about this topic.
Hi, Owen.
I think hello.
Yeah. Not just school or grades anymore. It affects opportunities, confidence, work, and even the way you see yourself.
I think many people only realize that after they've already missed a few opportunities.
Exactly. And the saddest part is that when I was younger, I used to think, I probably won't need English that much in the future anyway. But reality turned out to be completely different.
So
Probably when I entered university. At that time, my family was struggling financially, so getting accepted into university was a huge moment for all of us. But after entering school, I had to take an English placement test.
Yeah, many universities have those tests.
Exactly. And I did terribly. My score was so low that I had to take extra English classes required by the university.
I'm guessing the tuition wasn't cheap.
Yeah, in total it cost more than 20 million Vietnamese dong. For some people that may not sound like a lot, but for my family back then, it was a heavy burden. I remember feeling terrible at that time, because I knew my parents had worked extremely hard so I could go to university, but because my English was weak, they had to spend even more money.
I really understand how stressful that must have felt.
And what made me feel worse was that back in high school, I used to think English wasn't important. I only studied it for exams. After the exams, I completely ignored it. I never imagined it would affect my life this much later on.
I honestly relate to that a lot. Back then I was actually a pretty good student, but my English was terrible. And there's one feeling I remember very clearly, the feeling of being left behind.
Exactly. Sometimes I didn't feel less capable than other people. But because of English, I always felt like I was somehow behind.
I remember there were many opportunities one wanted to try. But the moment I saw English communication required, I immediately backed away.
I think many people are like that. It's not because they're not capable enough. They're just afraid. Afraid of not understanding, of speaking incorrectly, of being judged, of looking stupid.
And over time, we slowly start limiting ourselves.
Exactly. There was a period when I was even afraid to talk to foreigners. The moment someone started speaking English to me, I became nervous immediately. In my mind, I kept thinking, what if I say something wrong?
So what happened after graduation? Did things get better?
Honestly, not really. When I first graduated, I was quite confident because my grades were good and my professional knowledge was solid. I thought being good at my field was enough. But when I started applying to big companies and international businesses, I realized I was missing a lot.
English?
Yeah, not just basic communication, but professional English too. There were interviews where I could barely understand what they were asking me. I remember one time walking out of an interview feeling completely helpless. Because deep down, I knew I could do the job, but I couldn't express myself properly because of English.
That honestly sounds painful. Like you have the ability, but you can't show it.
Exactly. And that's when I realized English is no longer just a school subject. It's a life skill. It affects your career, your salary, your opportunities, your confidence, and even your future.
Besides work, were there other things you missed because of English?
A lot. I always wanted to travel abroad alone, but I was too afraid because I didn't think I could communicate properly. I also wanted to try online jobs to earn extra income, but the moment I saw too much English, I lost confidence immediately. There were so many great courses and valuable knowledge on the internet, but I couldn't fully understand them. And honestly, one of the hardest things was watching my friends grow. Some of them worked with international clients, had better opportunities, became more confident, expanded their relationships, while I felt like I was standing still.
I think many people will deeply relate to that. Sometimes it's not because we lack ability. It's because we don't feel confident enough to step into those opportunities.
Exactly. And the saddest thing is that many people only realize how important English is after they've already missed too many opportunities.
So what finally made you decide to seriously learn English again?
Probably after failing too many times. I started realizing that if I didn't change, years later I would still feel the exact same regret. I didn't want to keep watching opportunities pass by just because I was afraid of English. And as I got older, I realized English exists almost everywhere. From work, the internet, business, knowledge, to connecting with other people. There are so many opportunities out there. But if you don't know English, it feels like your world becomes much smaller.
I honestly agree with that so much. Sometimes I feel like English is a door. Once you open it, the world suddenly becomes much bigger.
Exactly. And what I regret most is underestimating it for so many years. Many opportunities one lost were not because I wasn't capable enough, but because I wasn't confident enough to communicate. Later I realized, English is not about proving that you're smarter than other people. It's a tool that helps you learn more, meet more people, and have more choices in life.
I think many people will see themselves in today's conversation.
I hope so. Because honestly, there are so many people who felt insecure, failed, or missed opportunities simply because of English. But I think the most important thing is not waiting until it's too late to start learning.
Exactly. Starting late is still better than never starting at all.
And I think learning English is not about becoming perfect. It's about giving yourself more opportunities, more confidence, and more choices for your future.
Thank you so much, David, for sharing your story today.
Thank you for inviting me.
And thank you everyone for listening to today's podcast. If you're also trying to improve your English, keep going and don't give up. See you in the next episode.